Rackets up and reflexes ready? Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into the ridiculously fast-paced rally of greatness that is professional table tennis. We're going to literally spin through the history books and count down the undisputed top 3 kings of the sport. We're talking about the absolute elite, the players who took a tiny, lightweight ball and turned it into a massive global spectacle.
Now, you might be wondering, what actually makes a table tennis legend? I mean, what truly separates the extraordinarily good from the absolutely legendary? Because dominating at this world-class level isn't just about having quick reflexes. No, it requires a completely different kind of biomechanical and psychological brilliance.
You know, you might think it's all about raw speed, but the truth is, patience and timing are absolutely everything here. Without the underlying patience to construct a point and that flawless timing to actually execute it, you simply can't reach the pinnacle of this insanely demanding sport. That's exactly why we're looking at these top 3.
Number 3. Jan-Ove Waldner, the Mozart of table tennis.
Okay, you don't get compared to one of history's greatest musical geniuses unless you're operating on a totally different wavelength than everyone else. Waldner is the only non-Chinese player to truly dominate the highest level of the game. And he didn't do it with brute force. He did it with sheer creativity, insane ball control, and an uncanny ability to read his opponents. Seriously, he knew what you were going to do before you even thought of it. And he forever cemented this legendary status by capturing Olympic gold back in 1992. It was the ultimate validation of his utterly unique approach to the game.
So, the real game changer here is that Waldner didn't just physically outplay his opponents, he actively outthought them. Table tennis is an unbelievably fast, chaotic sport, right? But Waldner brought this profound calmness to the table. He made all that lightning-fast chaos look, well, incredibly organized.
His legacy really boils down to this. While everyone else was just playing ping pong, Waldner was basically composing symphonies with a paddle. He saw angles, spins, and rhythms that literally no one else could see. Moving on to number 2, Ma Long, the Dragon, in a serious modern-day GOAT contender. Listen, when your opponent goes by the Dragon, you just know you're in for a grueling match. Ma Long is quite simply an unstoppable force. He absolutely dominated the ITTF rankings for years. What makes him so terrifying is this genuinely perfect balance of power, speed, and precision. He plays exactly like his namesake, ferocious and totally commanding.
His modern reign is really defined by his Olympic dominance. We're talking consecutive gold medals in 2016 and 2020. I mean, winning 1 gold is a lifetime achievement, right? But defending it successfully at the very next Olympics, that proves you are a generational talent with completely unmatched global dominance.
A huge part of that dominance comes down to his raw power. Ma Long unleashes forehand attacks that are so devastating and impossibly fast that they honestly look downright illegal in 72 countries. By the time he winds up for a forehand smash, the point is usually already over.
Facing Ma Long is brutal. It's essentially like signing up for an elite masterclass, only to suddenly realize that you aren't the student, you're the lesson.
And that brings us to number 1, Zhang Ji, the explosive superstar.
If Waldner is the Mozart and Ma Long is the Dragon, well, Zhang Jike is just pure, unadulterated dynamite. To truly grasp his greatness, we have to look at the ultimate achievement in the sport, the Grand Slam. That means winning the Olympics, the World Championships, and the World Cup. It's the holy trinity of table tennis. But what permanently sets Zhang Jike apart from everyone else and why he takes the crown is that he is one of the fastest players in the entire history of the sport to conquer this massive milestone. He didn't just achieve the Grand Slam, he sprinted to it, completely leaving the rest of the world in his dust. He conquered the sport with a relentlessly aggressive, high-risk, high-reward style of play, fueled by this insane backhand power that just shattered defenses. He had an unmatched big match mentality. Literally, the higher the pressure, the better he played. He approached every single match with the blistering intensity of a tournament final. The thing about Zhang Jike is he didn't just win matches. He made statements, really loud ones. He played with a fiery intensity that captivated audiences and intimidated opponents way before they even stepped up to the table. So, looking back over our top 3, we've got 3 entirely different pathways to absolute greatness. Whether it was the strategic finesse of Waldner, the terrifying dominance of Ma Long, or the raw, explosive intensity of Zhang Jike, these guys took a tiny plastic ball and turned it into a massive global spectacle.
Before we wrap up this explainer, I've got to leave you with one final question to chew on. Who is your ultimate GOAT? Do you value that cerebral, strategic finesse of outthinking an opponent, or are you all about the breathtaking thrill of raw, explosive power?
And hey, speaking of explosive power, if you enjoyed this fast-paced rally of greatness, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Seriously, hit that subscribe button right now, because my content comes at you faster and harder than a Ma Long forehand smash. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one.